Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is The Gay Who Turned Kaiju, a rather interesting manga. So it's by Kazuki Minamoto, translated by Leighann, Harvey, lettering by Carolina Hernandez. So this manga is about this bully kid, Takashi Arashiro, who wishes he could be something else, somebody else. He himself knows he's gay. He hasn't told anyone. He has moved to a new school, and the kids are just bullying him to bully him. They don't know he is. So he's struggling, and one day he hears the teacher that is kind of like driving him to still go to school, the one he really, really respects. Teacher's pretty homophobic. So that's kind of the last straw and just breaks him. So Takashi wishes he could be somebody else, and he doesn't become somebody else, he becomes a kaiju. In this case, kind of himself with this big, giant, weird blue head. I don't even know quite how to describe it. It looks like an amoeba. So blue amoeba. We'll go with that. So this is a story of just like, why did he turn to a kaiju? Like, what does this mean? Of course, him turning a kaiju, he gets bullied a little bit more, but he also finds strength with himself. It's a really interesting manga, and honestly, I'm not 100% sure what I think about it. Obviously, I think someone who is LGBTQ plus will definitely read more into it and have much smarter things to say than I. I'm cis, I'm straight, can't really relate to the relations in this. But I think, understand what it's trying to convey and go over. I mean, it's really a story of people who can't change, who can change, and accepting oneself. I'm pretty sure that's kind of the general gist of it. But, to warn people who's reading, there is a lot of homophobia in it. But also, I think it is a very realistic depiction in that, there are people who are bigots, who are just straight up bigots that are never going to change. And then others who are maybe bigoted because they themselves are struggling with something, and their hatred is how they get through their self-loathing. And then there's obviously people who just struggle to accept themselves. I don't think at any point it really makes fun of. I don't think it really at any point it's a negative. It's just one of those is I'm not 100% sure it maybe depicts what it wants to depict. I'm kind of up in the air on that aspect of it. I'm not sure it's necessarily the positive tale that it thinks it is. But I think generally it's a positive tale, if that makes sense. If nothing else, hopefully maybe inspires somebody who is struggling to realize that really they don't need acceptance from anyone else. They just need acceptance of themselves. And I think in the end, that's the lesson. And it's a good lesson. I mean, you need to love yourself before you can love others. I think that's very, very true. You need to accept yourself before you really accept others. Again, I think that's very true. And in the end, that seems to be the themes, and it seems to be where it's going. But I'm sure this is one that there's going to be a lot of interpretations. I gotta imagine there's some LGBT book club out there that might discuss this, and I would actually love to hear what they have to say, because as a straight dude, I honestly have no idea. I really have no idea how it comes off. So it's an interesting one. It's a really, really interesting one. I think generally the heart's in the right place, but I'm not sure beyond that, because I just can't really speak on that. It is interesting. I think it's really interesting. I mean, the bullying aspect of it, I think a lot of us can relate to. So then that aspect, I think it's very, very relatable for a lot of people. I just think there's this other layer that others will realize and pick up on, and it becomes a bigger thing. And this is where the kaiju comes in. So it's interesting. It's a very, very interesting manga, and it's one that I think has a lot of potential if it were expanded upon, if it made sense, if it became a multi-volume thing, where each of its aspects were really, really expanded upon and talked about parental, their pressure on their kids and teachers and their importance in kids' lives, stuff like that. I think it would be really, really interesting. As is, it's a bunch of kind of, it's not short vignettes, but it's short stories put together, and the author talks about it as they did it kind of as short chapters, and it's all brought together. But it does feel like chapters, there are things that are missing, or things could have been expanded on. But overall, like, it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. So, I mean, it's called An Exploration of the LGBTQ Experience in a Quirky and Profound Story. So, it's intriguing. You can go get this now out in shops. We've got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code. It'll tell the shops near you. No shop. No problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own copy. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage by doing that. You help support our site, so thank you. Just want watching our videos support us, so thank you for that. And of course, I want to thank Yen Press for opening us up with this review copy. And yeah, if you want the latest manga news, comic news, graphic novels, check us out every single day. Comics in general, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, and Mastodon, all at Graphic Policy. Keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading that manga, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.